I know. Everyone has a podcast. From teachers to preachers, writers and singers, CEOs, therapists, and more. I get it. Another podcast? What's the point? Why should you even give this one a second of your precious time? If you've spent any time working in a creative field, you know how wild it gets. 1 minute, you're convinced you're the next big thing. And the next, you're Googling how to break a lease without getting sued. But hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me set the scene for you. It's your early 20s. You've just graduated college with your degree in the arts, and you're filled with big dreams. You've worked hard, developed your craft, and now you're standing at the edge of uncertainty. So what do? You move to New York City because it's the place where dreams come true. You get an agent, a feat in itself these days, and you're in the big rooms, the casting rooms, auditioning your heart out, and you're getting passed over and over again. But hey, you're in the rooms, and that means something, right? It takes time to build a name for yourself, to get some credibility. Meanwhile, while you're out here grinding, doing self-tapes, hustling for gigs, you've got a side job, nannying or waiting tables, whatever helps you make ends meet. You're hoping and praying for that remote job. You know, the kind that saves your soul and your rent money. And on top of that, the real estate market, a mess. The economy, don't get me started. At minimum, you're living with 2 roommates, paying about $1,200 each, and if you're lucky, you've got a washer and dryer in the unit. No central AC though, a 5th floor walk-up. Oh, and you're living in Washington Heights, which is about 40 minutes from Midtown where your auditions are happening. And after months of balancing 2 full-time jobs, barely paying rent, saving absolutely nothing, praying to the universe that you don't get hit with random expenses, you finally get the call. You land a gig. Praise be! It's the break you've been waiting for. You're doing what you love, singing, acting, dancing, only it's a non-union production of Jersey Boys in some rural town in Idaho paying $300 a week for 4 weeks. Then, after those short 4 weeks, you come back to New York City, and it's back to the grind. The cycle starts all over again, and again. And while you're booked and blessed, as some would say, you're not living the life you actually imagined. This is the grind. This is suffering for art. Here's the thing. No matter if you're a writer pitching your next book to an editor, a painter or sculptor trying to get your work in galleries, a filmmaker hustling for financing, or a designer building your brand, this artistic lifestyle I just described, it relates to all of us. Any of us within the creative field, we all have the same cycle, the same struggles, the same themes. We are all suffering for our art. I think this term, suffering for art, was coined when the artistic lifestyle was really starting to blossom and grow. Before mental health and self-care were trendy things to talk about. Before artists began putting their well-being first. And though I don't think the industry has fully shifted in that direction yet, I'm hoping this podcast opens your mind to the real possibility of having a beautiful, full life while still making and doing art. My name is Brianna Kaleen, and I am a singer-songwriter, actress, and creator based in New York City. You may have seen me on social media pushing the boundaries of what this industry can be diversity-wise. But I'm all about pushing boundaries in every area, as long as it means improvement for the people involved in the industry. That's why in this podcast, I'll be exploring the lifestyle of an artist, the highs and the lows of being an everyday creative human. We'll dive into the idea of suffering for the craft and the limitations that puts on artists financially, relationally, emotionally, and mentally. In the end, stifling our ability to live a full life. Most importantly, we're going to ask, what would it look like to be an artist and have a full life? This podcast is about the sustainability of being an artist in this day and age. Everything from how we got here to where we go from here. This is Suffering for Art.